says here, "And there came one of the seven angels, which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication." So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration. Let's jump here in verse 9. "And here is mine which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth." Okay, let's also jump here in verse 15. "And he said unto me, The waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues." Verse 17 or verse 18. "And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth." Tayo sundan mo na lang sa Panginoon. Lord Jesus, as we study your word, we ask your divine blessing to be upon each one of us. May your word be so faithful today. Pray that the Spirit will add understanding to your people who will hear your word. Lord, we pray for your guidance as well as we study your word. These we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. You may have your seats. God bless you. So last time we studied the 4 Gentile kingdoms. We started from Daniel chapter 2. Nakita natin yung dream ni King Nebuchadnezzar doon, okay, about the great statue, and that represents the 4 kingdoms. The head of gold is the Babylonian kingdom. The breast and arms of silver ay ng Medes and Persian Empire or kingdom, and the belly and thigh of brass is the Grecian Empire, and the last one, the 4th kingdom, is Rome. Dinaanan din natin ang Daniel 7 at nakita natin doon that God has given Daniel further details concerning these 4 kingdoms. They represent yung 4 kingdoms in the form of animals. At sabi ko sa inyo, we will discuss the 4th kingdom. Okay, we'll give more details sa ating pag-aaral ngayon. We'll discuss more about it. So, si Prophet Daniel, he was given a vision in Daniel 7, and ipaparallel po natin yung vision ni Daniel doon sa mga visions na pinakita din ng Panginoon kay Apostle John. So Apostle John, he was given several visions while he was on the Isle of Patmos. Doon ay may sulat ang Book of Revelation. So magkaroon tayo ng comparison about the visions that Daniel saw and what John saw. Dito sa Daniel chapter 7 verse 7, ito na yung 4th beast. Nakita natin yung first beast, yung lion with 2 wings. The second beast, ayun yung bear with 3 ribs in its mouth. At yung 3rd beast ay yung leopard with 4 heads and 4 wings. Ito yung 4th beast. Tingnan natin, Daniel chapter 7, verse 7. After this, I saw in the night visions, and behold, a fourth beast, dreadful and terrible, and strong exceedingly, and it had great iron teeth. It devoured and brake in pieces, and stamped the residue with the feet of it. And it was diverse from all the beasts that were before it, and it had 10 horns. So if you will summarize the characteristics of these four beasts, okay, as seen by Daniel, makikita natin this fourth beast is dreadful, as you see in this slide, terrible, strong, with iron teeth, and with 10 horns. So those are the description given by John concerning these four beasts. Now let's see, let's have some comparison here. Now alam natin na yung four beasts sa Daniel 7, they came out of the sea. Basahin muna natin sa Daniel chapter 7, verse 2 to 3. Daniel spake and said, I saw in my vision by night, and behold, the four winds of the heaven strode upon the great sea. So yung sea symbolizes multitude of people, okay, tongues and nations. At merong lumabas doon na four beasts, sabi doon, and four beasts came up from the sea, diverse one from another. So yung four beasts, lumabas sila sa sea. Now let's see the vision of John here in Revelation 13, verse 1. Pagkat meron din siyang nakitang beast dito. Okay. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea. So meron din nakita si John na isang beast na lumabas mula sa sea. At describe niya having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon this horn 10 crowns, and upon his head the name of blasphemy. So we will put together the vision of Daniel and the vision of John. There are certain details na pinakita ng Panginoon kay John na hindi po ipinakita kay Daniel. So we will put together the details so we could see the whole picture. Makikita natin, yung binasa natin kanina sa Daniel 7 verse 7, na yung fourth beast ay merong 10 horns. Sabi na nyo, doon, Daniel 7 verse 7, yung mystery beast, okay, which is the fourth kingdom, meron siyang 10 horns. At mas nalilika, no, sa Revelation 13 verse 1, yung beast na nakita ni John na lumabas out of the sea ay merong 7 heads and 10 horns. So they must have seen the same beast. Pagka doon sa 4 beasts sa Daniel 7, yung 4th beast ang merong 10 horns. Tama ba? Pagka yung first beast, it's the lion with 2 wings of an eagle, wala siyang horn. Yung second beast, bear with 3 ribs in its mouth. Okay, walang binanggit na meron siyang horn. At yung leopard, meron siyang 4 heads at 4 wings, wala namang binanggit na horn. So dito, ibig sabihin itong nakita ni John na beast na lumabas out of the sea is about the 4th kingdom. Bakit ngayon ang focus ng ipinakita ng Panginoon kay John is about the 4th kingdom? Kasi during that time, okay, na sinusulat ni John the Baptist ang visions na ipinakita sa kanya ng Panginoon, they were actually in the 4th kingdom, which is Rome. Okay, which is the Roman power, Roman kingdom. Tingnan natin dito sa Revelation 17 verse 3. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So makita natin yung beast sa Revelation 17 ay merong 7 heads and 10 horns. Pero binigyan tayo ng further picture dito pagkat merong nakaupo doon sa beast. Ibig sabihin siya ang nagmamaniobra, nagpapatakbo ng beast pagkat siya yung nakaupo. Kumbaga sasakyan siya yung nagmamaneho. So merong babaeng nakaupo doon and we would like to identify who that woman is. Now, dangerous beast in one. Okay. I-describe na natin yung beast na ito na nakita ni John na lumabas out of the water. So verse 1, Revelation 13. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. Kita natin yung picture dyan, 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. Now look at this. This beast, ano? Ang sabi dyan, lumabas siya out of the sea, at meron siyang 7 heads and 10 horns, at meron siyang 10 crowns. At sa kanyang mga ulo, the name of blasphemy. At dinescribe meron yung beast. At sabi sa verse 2, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. Yan yung katawan niya, no? Parang leopard. And his feet were as the feet of a bear. Pero pagdating doon sa kanyang paa, okay, ay tulad ng bear. Okay, the feet of a bear. And his mouth as the mouth of a lion. At makikita mo naman yung bunganga niya, it's the mouth of a lion. Now look at, pagmasdan niyo yung mga hayop na binanggit dyan. Leopard, bear, and lion. Hindi ba tayo yung beast na binanggit sa Daniel 7? Lion, bear, at leopard. Nang ibig sabihin, the powers of the three are now combined in the fourth beast. Nang ibig sabihin, yung first 3 kingdoms, Babylonian, Medo-Persian, at Grecian Empire, meron silang characteristics na nandito rin sa fourth beast. Kumbaga yung powers sila ay nag-combine into the fourth beast. Wala natin? So, dangerous beast in one. At sabi dito, and the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority. At meron sa kanya nagbigay ng kapangyarihan. Okay, the seat are the power, okay, and his seat, his position, and great authority. At sino nagbigay? It's the dragon. Gusto niyo bang malaman kung sino yung dragon na yan? Tingnan natin sa Revelation chapter 12. Basahin muna natin sa verse 3. Revelation 12 verse 3. And there appeared another wonder in heaven, and behold a great red dragon, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and 7 crowns upon his head. So merong binanggit dyan na red dragon. I-jump natin sa verse 9. And the great dragon was cast out, the old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him. So yung great dragon dito na binanggit, ang sabi dyan is the old serpent called the devil and Satan. So sino nagbigay ng power sa beast na ito? The power did not come from God. Okay, the power came from the devil, from Satan. Kung ang iglesia ng Panginoon, we receive the power from God, ito, okay, this beast received its power from Satan. Seat, position, and great authority. Pero ang iglesia ng Panginoon, they receive, okay, their power, their seat, and authority from God. So this must be from the enemy. Now, sabi kanina sa ating binasa na merong nakaupo na babae doon sa beast. So the beast is the Roman power at merong nakaupo na babae. And we would like to know who that woman is. So clues to identify this treacherous woman. Now, these are the verses na binasa natin kanina. Muli nating balikan. Pagkat dito, bibigyan tayo ng clue or clues kung sino yung nakaupong babae, okay, on the beast. Okay, sabi sa verse 1, Revelation 17, And there came one of the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. So, one of the seven angels, sabi kay Jen, halika dito, ipapakita ko sa iyo yung kahatulan, yung hatol. O na itong great whore. Pag sinabing whore, it's the same word as the prostitute. So this woman is an immoral woman because she's called a whore in the Bible, the great whore. At sabi that sitteth upon many waters. Verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. So maging yung mga rulers of the earth, they have committed fornication with this woman. At yung mga inhabitants din of the earth, they were made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Tuloy natin. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast. Nakita niyo yung picture niyan? Nakaupo yung woman sa scarlet-colored beast. Okay, scarlet is red, ano? Now, at sabi dito, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. So you could see the beast. So dyan sa picture, meron siyang 7 heads and 10 horns. Now, dinescribe ngayon yung babaeng nakaupo dito sa verse 4. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color. Now remember, this woman is a whore. Okay, at she's dressed in purple and scarlet color. Kaya makikita niyo kanyang kasuotan, it's purple and scarlet. At sabi dyan, and decked with gold and precious stones and silver. Aba, mayaman ito babae, no? Because she's ornamented with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. So meron siyang golden cup, ano? That's full of abomination and filthiness. Verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So dito tinawag siya Mystery Babylon the Great. Tinawag din siyang mother of harlots. So meron pa siyang mga anak. At yung mga anak niya, prostitute din. Because they were also called harlots. At siya yung ina. At sabi niyo, tinawag siyang mother of harlots at abominations of the earth. So Mystery Babylon the Great, mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Now let's continue. So verse 6, and I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. Aba, maraming pinapatay ng Kristiyano ito. Okay, because she's drunk with the blood of the saints. And when I saw her, nakita siya ni John sa vision, I wondered with great admiration. Dito sa verse 9 and verse 15 and 18, binigyan tayo ng clue para ma-identify natin kung sino yung babae. At sabi sa verse 9, and here is the mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains on which the woman sitteth. So sabi ko, yung 7 heads daw ay yung nagsisimbolo ng 7 bundok na kung saan nakaupo yung babae. So doon siya kumbaga, doon yung trono niya. Okay. That's the place of her seat. Verse 15. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. At yung tubig naman na kinaupuan ng babae, pagkat wash out of the sea, okay, they symbolize peoples, multitudes, nations, and tongues. So verse 18, binigyan ulit tayo ng clue. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city. Aba, yung babae din ay syudad. Okay? Which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Meron siyang influence, over the kings of the earth. So this woman is also a city that has great influence, okay, over the rulers of the earth. Natin. So, ang tanong natin, who is this woman? Sino nga ba itong babaeng ito? Now, of course, woman in the Bible symbolizes a church. Both in Old and New Testament, the Lord likened His people to a beautiful, tender, and faithful woman. So in the Bible, when the woman is used as a symbol, it symbolizes a church. Babae siya. Now, tingnan natin, for example, sa Jeremiah chapter 6, verse 2, I have likened the daughter of Zion to a comely and delicate woman. Alam natin yung daughter of Zion is the symbol of the church, and they were likened, or she was likened to a comely and delicate woman. 2 Corinthians 11 verse 2. This is now from the New Testament. Sabi ni Apostle Paul, for I am jealous over you with godly jealousy, for I have espoused you to one husband. Ibig sabihin, si Apostle Paul ay in-engage niya yung church to one husband. And who is the husband of the church? Christ. That I may present you as a chaste virgin to Christ. So ang iglesia ay inalimbawa sa woman. At ang asawa niya ay si Kristo. Kaya nga sa Revelation 19, ang sabi doon, merong marriage of the Lamb. And we know the Lamb is Jesus Christ. Sabi doon, okay, let us be glad and rejoice, for the marriage of the Lamb has come, and His wife hath made herself ready. So sino yung wife? Tayo. As the church of God. Ephesians 5 verse 25. Husbands, love your wives, even as Christ also loved the church and gave Himself for it. So to show the relationship of Christ and His church, ang ginagamit na rin na halimbawa dyan ay ang husband and wife. Kuha natin. Kaya nga dito, husbands, mahalin niyo ang inyong mga asawa tulad ng pagmamahal ni Kristo sa iglesia. So, our relationship with Christ is, okay, as husband and wife. So, the church is the woman, and Christ is the husband. So, who is this woman then? So, yung woman symbolizes a church. Pero, Pastor, ang dami mga churches ngayon, di ba? So, how would we know which church is this? Is this a Baptist church, Methodist church, Pentecostal church, Presbyterian church? Napakaraming churches, di ba? Actually, we have more than 1,000 denominations with different names. So, who is this woman then? So, now let's accumulate the clues listed in the above scriptures and ask ourselves a question. Mapapadali tayo ma-identify yung woman pagkat yung Biblia mismo nagbigay ng mga clues. So, pagsasama-samahin lang natin sila so we could identify. And we know that this woman is a religious system. Pagkat sabi sa Revelation 13 that this beast would be worshipped. So, it's a religious system. It's a church. It's a religious system. So, which religious system controls multitudes, nations, and tongues? Because according to Revelation 17, this woman controls multitudes, nations, and tongues. So, which religious system, or we could say, which church has seduced kings and inhabitants of the earth? Okay, which religious system is arrayed in purple and scarlet? Pagka nakita natin yung kasuotan ng babae ay purple at scarlet. Which religious system is decked with silver and gold? Ibig sabihin, kinakailangan mayaman ng church na ito because she's decked with silver and gold. So, labas na tayo dyan. Pagkat hindi naman mayaman yung iglesia natin, di ba? This woman must be rich. Which religious system is drunk with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus? Pagkat marami siyang pinapatay ng mga Christians. Next, which religious system sits upon 7 mountains? Pagkat nakaupo siya doon sa 7 mountains. Okay, yung seven, sabi sa Bible, yung seven heads symbolizes the seven mountains where the woman seated. At sabi rin sa Bible na itong babae, she is also a great city. So which religious system is a great city reigning over kings? Ay, ang daming syudad. Diba, New York City. O si Brother Marshall, taga Dagupan City. Ano ba, ito babae ba ito, Dagupan City, hindi naman siguro, kailan lang, binaha itong Dagupan nalunod sa baha. So ano bang syudad ito? So, iglesia siya, pero syudad din siya. Now, obviously, if you would really study the clues given, it's easy to identify this woman. This woman is no other than the Catholic Church. Okay, we will explain one by one. Why? Because Rome controls multitudes, nations, and tongues. No other authority on earth has ever interacted with the world and its political system more than the Vatican. The International Monetary Fund and the World Bank in itself is owned and controlled by the Vatican. Okay, but many, of course, don't know that. So, kaya nga, Rome controls multitude, nations, and tongues. Alam niyo ba ang prophecy Revelation 13 that Rome would control the economy of this world? Sabi sa Bible, you could not buy or sell except you have the mark of the beast. Next is Rome has seduced kings and inhabitants of the earth. None other than the Vatican is involved in the ecumenical movement of compromise known today as religious tolerance and unity. The world has seen Pope John Paul going to Israel in year 2000, meeting with Arafat, and even fellowshipping with communist leaders for world unity. So they want to unite religion, or religions, different religions. It's okay to lay aside our differences when it comes to doctrine. Let's just unite. But this is a false union. And this is not a true union. You know why? Pagkat sabi sa book of Amos, how can two walk together except they agree? There is no real agreement. Ang tunay na unity ay mag-agree tayo na yung ating mga maling doktrina ay itapon natin, and we would agree to make the Bible our absolute. So yung mga doktrina na hindi sang-ayon sa salita ng Panginoon ay we would lay them aside because we would all agree that we would follow the Bible. But here, it's a compromise agreement or unity. So they are trying to unite because they are trying to form this one world government and one world religion. Now, sabi sa Bible, yung woman, she is arrayed with purple and scarlet. Now, the Vatican is arrayed in purple and scarlet. Nakita niyo naman sa pictures, ano? Why? Because purple and scarlet are old Roman color. Ayan ang kulay talaga. It's an old Roman color. Makikita niyo sa baba, ayan yung funeral ni Pope John Paul, ano? At makikita niyo yung mga cardinals, mga bishops, they were arrayed with purple and scarlet. So who else but the cardinals and the archbishops of the Catholic Church dressed up in purple and scarlet? Kaya very obvious kung sino yung babae niya, no? And mga ibang pictures. The woman is the Catholic Church. Now, just to prove to you na ang purple at scarlet, they are old Roman color, we will read from the book of John. John chapter 19, verse 2. And the soldiers, sino itong mga soldiers? Roman soldiers. Planted a crown of thorns, okay, sa ulo ni Christ, and put it on his head, and they put on him a purple robe. So nakita niyo yung mga Roman soldiers? Ito ang kanilang kulay, no? Ng kanilang mga robe. So, anong ginawa nila kay Christ? Nilagyan siya ng koronang tinik at binigyan siya ng purple robe. It's a Roman robe. Now, sabi pa sa Matthew chapter 27, verse 28, And they stripped him and put on him a scarlet robe. So the Bible also proves that purple and scarlet, they are old Roman color. At nang bumaksak ang pagan Rome and it was converted to papal Rome, they still have purple and scarlet as their official color. So purple, associated with royalty. Kaya yung mga kings noon, they have purple robe, because it's associated with royalty. And scarlet, if you would base it from the Bible, it's associated with sin. Kaya nga sabi sa book of Isaiah, though your sins be as scarlet, it will be white as snow. At si Satan sa Revelation 12, tinawag siyang red dragon. Now, sabi kanina yung babae mayaman, di ba? Okay. We know that Vatican is decked with silver and gold. So the Roman Catholic Church is the wealthiest institution on the earth. Siya ang pinakamayaman. Alam ko kung narinig niyo yung message ko about yung mga investment ng mga Catholic Church. Okay. Siya ang pinakamayaman. Now, just the Vatican's treasure of solid gold, diamond-studded crucifixes, silver and precious stones has been estimated by the United Nations World Magazine to amount to several $billion. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? Ano? Yung mga solid gold na nila, diamond-studded crucifixes and so on, hindi pa kasama yung real property nila ay umabot na several $billion. Now, look at this Time magazine, the picture. This was released in 1965. Tagal na, no? Pero dyan, yung Pope, ginawa nilang gold. Pagka pinapakita kung gaano kayaman ang Catholic Church. In 1965, 53 years ago, Time magazine claimed that Vatican's wealth was estimated at $15 billion. And that is, okay, and that was 53 years ago. So how much more now? Ano? So tumaas na yan, yung valuation yan. At hindi lang yun. Okay, hindi pa na-estimate dyan, hindi pa mga naisama dyan ng mga hidden wealth ng Catholic Church. So that's 15 billion. So paano na yung mga mga real properties ng Catholic Church? Alam niyo, tinawag nila lang sa real property kung saan ang real properties nila. Dito sa ating bansa sa Pilipinas, hindi ba't yung mga simbahan ng Katoliko normally nandun sa heart of the city? Sa gitna, di ba? Alam mo yung Brother Masha yan, sa taga-Dagupan yan. Yung katedral ng Katoliko, mismong gitna ng syudad, malapit lang sa munisipyo. So, imagine niyo how much yung per square meter na yun kung ibibenta yung lupang yun. Mahal yun because it's in the heart of the city. And the same din sa ibang bansa, no? Talagang nanda sa sentro, kahit doon sa Santa Barbara, mismong nasa bayan ng Santa Barbara, yung talaga. Malapit lang yan sa munisipyo. So, kung i-estimate mo lang yung real properties nila around the world at nag-a-appreciate yung value niya, each year, tumataas yung valuation niya. So, by just considering the real properties, how much would we get? Grabe na, di ba? Malaking amount ang just for the real properties. Tayo nga, wala tayo sariling church eh. Pahalang tayo. Yung mga iba pang mga churches dito sa end time, hindi pa sentro, di ba? Yung mga papasok, patio pa. Ano tayong sinabi sa kanila? At sabi sa Bible, this woman is drunk with the blood of martyrs of Jesus. Now, of course, hindi natin pwede sa mga Baptist yan, Methodist yan, kasi ito mga iglesia na ito, wala kang record sa history na marami silang pinapatay na mga Christian. But this woman, okay, merong record sa history. Sabi dito, Rome is drunk with the blood of the martyrs of Jesus. As recorded in history from the time of St. Augustine in 300 AD until 1850, 68 million Protestants have been killed by the Roman Catholic Church just because of disagreeing with their doctrine. Do you imagine that? Ewan ko kung bakit marami pa rin Katoliko hanggang ngayon eh. Kung alam lang nilang ginawa ng Katoliko. Pinapatay nila mga 68 million Christians. You know why? Because nakita nila mali yung aral, mali yung mga rituals ng Catholic, and because they disagreed, they were slaughtered. 68 million Christians. Ito yung mga pictures sa history books, ano? Kung makikita nyo. Ang mga Christians noon, hindi lang basta-bastang pinipersecute o pinapatay, no? Tinutorture muna sila baka magbago yung isip nila at bumalik sa simbahan. Pero dahil sa paninindigan nila kung ano nakita nilang tama, they have given their life for the Lord or for the sake of the truth. Kaya you could see there, no? Dito sa pictures of millions of Christians were burned at the stake, fed to the lion, and tortured to death by the Catholic Church during the Dark Ages in the great persecution known as the Holy Inquisition. This was initiated by Pope Innocent III, and many Christians were killed. Now, tuloy natin dito. The Great Massacre of Ireland was one of the worst mass murders done by the Catholic Church ever recorded in history. Millions of Christians were burned at stake, fed to the lions, and tortured to death by the Catholic Church, which included Joan of Arc and Saint Patrick. A cup of abominations indeed that deserves the biblical verses mentioned in Revelation 17 verse 6, drunken of the blood of the saints and martyrs of Jesus. Look at that. Okay, I was reading an account of this great massacre of Ireland. Alam niyo kung bakit maraming Christians ang pinapatay dito? Pagkat ang tumuliksa doon sa Katoliko, ang turo ng mga priest nila, anyone that would speak against this church is worse than the devil. Mas masahol sa demonyo. Kaya mga Katoliko noon, kapag nakapatay sila ng Kristiyano, they think that they were doing God a service because they have killed someone that is worse than the devil. Pagkat ang turo nila, salvation is only in the mother church. Outside of this church, there is no salvation. Now, alam ko na itong bagay na ito ay hindi masyado mahirap unawain, ano, especially tayo mga Pilipino, pagkat alam natin ang Philippine history. Hindi ba dinala ng mga Espanyol ang Catholicism sa ating bansa? At alam natin ang ating pambansang bayani na si Dr. Jose Rizal, nagsulat siya ng nobela, No Limitangere at El Filibusterismo. Pinag-aralan natin ng high school yan. At dito, in-expose niya ang kabulukan ng simbahang Katolika, di ba? Binanggit niya dyan ang mga indulgences. Yung mga pare, meron silang doctrine of celibacy, pwede sila pwedeng mag-asawa, pero meron silang mga ginagalaw ng mga babae. In-expose niya yung kabulukan ng simbahan. At anong ginawa kay Jose Rizal? Pinarangalan ba siya dahil in-expose niya? No. Alam niyo, nung nagkaroon kami ng film viewing noon sa school, pinalabas sa amin yung film na, it's a documentary, a film na Rizal sa Dapitan. At doon, dahil sa isinulat ni Rizal, No Limitangere at El Filibusterismo, pinakita doon yung kabulukan ng simbahan na siya nagpo-control sa mga taon noong panahon na yun, ay maraming nagulat doon. At dahil doon, ay gusto nila na si Jose Rizal ay i-recant niya yung ginawa niya. Pamalian niya. Pero hindi pumayag si Rizal, di ba? At anong ginawa kay Rizal? Pinatay siya with a firing squad. Kaya pinatalikod siya, ano yung kwento, di ba? Pero nang tumalikod siya, nagpupunto na yung bayan, humarap siya pagkat ayaw niya, talikuran yung kamatayan niya. Kaya nga doon sa movie na yun, or doon sa palabas na sa Rizal sa Dapitan,
Dahil sa libro na isinulat ni Rizal, siya ay pinaratangan ng Erehe at Filibustero, in-excommunicate siya ng simbahan. Ang problema ngayon ni Rizal ay meron siyang nagustuhan ng babae, gusto niyang pakasalan, ayaw siyang ikasal sa simbahan. Kaya ang ginawa niya, kinuha niya yung kanyang girlfriend, pumunta sila sa open field at naghawakan sila, kinasal nila ang kanilang sarili. Nagsumbahan sila. Kasi ayaw sila kasal ng simbahan eh. And alam natin na at pinatay siya because of his writings. So ayan ang ginagawa naman sa mga Christians. They are guilty of the blood of the martyrs of Jesus Christ. So hindi ka pwede magsalita against the church. You will be persecuted during those times. Now, di ba yung woman na upo doon sa 7 heads, at sabi sa Bible yung 7 heads are 7 mountains. Yung heads, they symbolize 7 mountains. So Rome sits upon 7 mountains. Rome is popularly known to the world as the eternal city of 7 hills. Yes, Rome sits upon literal 7 hills. In fact, Rome is an autonomous nation within the nation of Italy, and it is being ruled by the Pope as its sovereign president and head of state. Kaya tama, no? Kasi sabi sa Bible, nakaupo siya sa 7 mountains. Doon yung kanyang headquarters. Kaya, totoo yan. Yung mountains ito, yung mountain na word dyan sa Greek, ang Greek word niya ay oros, which means mount or hill. Pero pumunta ka sa Vatican, na doon na, okay, welcome to eternal city of 7 hills. Kaya yun yung makikita niyo yung map, ayun yung pangalan ng 7 hills. Okay. So 7 hills in Rome, okay, ayun din ang 7 heads. So ito yung pangalan ng mga hills, ano? Okay, Palatine Hill, okay, Aventine Hill, and so on. And on the other side are the 7 kings. Yan. Rome is a great city reigning over kings. Sabi sa Bible, itong woman should have been reigning over kings. Ibig sabihin, influential itong woman na ito. Now, Mystery Babylon is none other than the Catholic Church. Okay? Mystery simply means it is hidden or subtle. Her deception is veiled to the world, but yet for a while, today Rome appeals to all nations and religions due to her false doctrine of unity. Gusto niyang i-unite lahat pagkat gusto niya siya maging sovereign ruler. The call is for unity and not separation from the world's religions. The Catholic Church has even declared that Islam is an Abrahamic faith and Muslims are our brothers. Today, the Catholic Church is seen as a friend to Islam. The Pope was even seen kissing the Quran for the whole world to witness. Pati yung mga puso ng mga Muslim, kinukuha ng Pope. So makita mo yun, no? Picture. Very influential, ano? Pag pumunta yan sa isang bansa, luyo po yung mga presidente, umahalik sa singsing niya. Hindi mo nakita. Diba? Yung mo kahit sinong presidente. O, ganyan na niya yung mga presidente niya, no? At saka mayroon silang protocol, ano? Yung mga, kung ikaw yung president, pagkatapos magkakaroon ka ng interview with the Pope or something like that. Hindi ka pwedeng magputi kasi nakaputi yung Pope. May kinakailangan mag-black ka para lumitaw yung kanyang sasawalang holiness. Pero hindi holiness yung filthiness, ano? Tingnan natin. Rome is a great city reigning over kings. Kaya tinawag na Vatican City. No? Now, just to give you an example, this is from the New York Post. Hundreds of world leaders attended the funeral of the Pope, reported to be the largest gathering in the world history, including 4 kings, 5 queens, 70 presidents and prime ministers, and 14 leaders of other religions. Could you imagine that? Nang namatay si Pope, ganyan umattend ng ng mga ng mga upper class sa kanyang funeral. 4 kings, 5 queens, 70 presidents and prime minister. Nakakita na kayo namatay, ganyan ang dumalo sa funeral. Kaya sabi sa Bible, reigning over kings. And 14 leaders of other religions. Pati yung mga leaders ng ibang religion umaten. Kaya this must be an influential. Now, tingnan nyo na lang, nang nagbigay ng sona si Pangulong Duterte, yung tisalo tayo, di ba? Pupunta tayo sa YouTube, pinapanood natin yung kanyang sona, pagkat gusto natin malaman yung mga plano niya para sa ating bansa. Tayo mga Pilipino, concerned tayo sa sabi ng Pangulo. Pero palagay nyo, nagbigay ng sona, si Duterte, yung mga baray dito, nakinig ng sona. Wala silang pakialam, di ba? Silang pakialam. Hindi naman sila Pilipino, sabi nila, parang plano ng Duterte sa bansa, bahala sila siya. Kapag nagsalita ang presidente ng Amerika, makikinig ang mga Amerikano, pero wala tayong pakialam. So, ano sabihin ni Trump, ano? Pero din ang Russia. Pero sa palagay nyo, kapag nagsalita ang Pope, palagay nyo, Vatican lang makikinig. Buong mundo. Lahat, di ba? Why? Because, okay, he is an influential person. Kaya nga sabi sa Bible, it's a great city reigning over kings. I'll give you more examples. Now, during the funeral of Pope John Paul, over 4 million pilgrims arrived in Rome, a city with 3 million residents. The funeral had the world's largest TV audience for any event exceeding 2 billion viewers. That's from the New York Post. Ang residents lang sa Vatican or sa Rome ay 3 million. Nang namatay si Pope John Paul, bumiyahe 4 million to attend the funeral. Kaya yung mga iba, nasa labas na, yung iba, pinapalo na lang doon sa hotel nila. Would you imagine that? Namatay ka, ganyan karami, dadalo ng funeral mo. Kahit sinong presidente mo, mamatay, walang ganyan, di ba? Wala. Pagkatapos, ang nanood ng kanyang funeral all around the world exceeded 2 billion viewers. So maraming nanood yan, di ba? Tama ba? Baka isa kayo doon sa yung funeral niya po. Tingnan mo yan, yung mga, kung tayo nga mamatay, hindi nga tayo papansin, baka hindi pa ibalita eh. Pero ito, 2 billion yung mga nanood, more than 2 billion. So, i-summarize muna natin, ano? So, from Revelation 17, nakita natin yung mga symbolic meanings. Yung woman speaks of the church, and that's no other than the Roman Catholic Church. At sabi sa Bible, drunken with the blood of the saints and martyrs of Jesus. Because according to history, 68 million Christians were slaughtered or killed by this church. At seated on the beast, alam natin yung beast, that's the Roman power, because beast is power. It's the Roman Empire. Pero siya'y nakaupo doon. Okay, at sino ang head ng Roman Catholic Church? Yung Pope. So, siyang nagpapatakbo. Now, so, yung 7 heads of the beast, it speaks of 7 hills of Rome. Yung 10 horns represents the 10 kings, head of nations. Now, sa Revelation 17, ang sabi doon yung 10 horns are 10 kings na sa tribulation period ay susuportahan nila yung plano ng beast ng Antichrist for a season. Pero try rin din nila at susunugin nila. Ibig sabihin, pasasabugan nila ang Vatican, ano? Okay, so those are the 10 horns that would give their allegiance to the beast for a season. The waters where the woman seated, sabi sa Bible, there are multitudes, people, nations, tongues, and nations. Now, kanina, itong horn na ito, tinawag siyang mother of harlots. So, meron siyang mga anak, harlots din. Now, so, let's talk a little about the daughter harlots. Now, if the mother is an illegitimate church, so also will be the daughters. She was pretending to be a Christian church but was giving out man-made dogmas and creeds. A study of all Protestant denominations will reveal that they actually came from the womb of Rome. So, yung kasalanan ng mga ng kanilang nanay, na nag-prostitute siya, spiritually speaking, ito rin yung mga daughters. Ito mga Protestant churches that came out from the womb of this church, they were also called harlot. Diyan sa Bible, ano? Now, tingnan natin ito. And what is the system? Inscribed in the Vatican throne are the Latin words vicarius filii, which when translated means instead of the Son of God or in replacement of the Son of God. So ang Pope, binigyan siya ng title na ganyan, ano? Vicarius filii. Ang ibig sabihin, instead of Christ, because Christ is the Son of God. Or in replacement of the Son of God. Pwede mo pag i-replace si Christ? Hindi. Si Christ, wala siyang kasalanan, ang Pope makasalanan. Di ba? Makasalanan eh. Kaya ka nagpo-problema ang Katoliko dahil napakaraming mga pari na na-involve sa mga sex scandal, di ba? Kaya molestation ng mga bata or something like that. So, no one can replace Christ, of course. But itong title, okay, ay ibinibigay sa Pope. Okay? Latin words, vicarius filii, okay? Ay ang title ng Pope, ibig sabihin, instead of the Son of God. Ibig sabihin, siya yung kapalit ni Christ dito sa lupa. Now, it becomes even more enlightening when one understands the numerical value of this blasphemous title. The value of these Roman numerals in this title total to 666 or 666. It is on the throne that the Antichrist will one day reveal himself. Bakit ko dinadaanan itong title ng vicarius filii? Pagkat sa Roman numeral, ang value niyan ay 666. Anong significance niyan? Ito. 666 then is the number of Rome, and as such is the number of any system headed up by Rome. Nag-aral tayo ng Roman numeral nung elementary, or I think elementary na nagsimula yan. Okay, di ba? Pag V is equal to 5, ang I is 1, ang C 100. Tama? Okay, pag ilalagay mo yan sa Roman numeral, yung value niya, at itototal mo, ang total ng title na yan, written on the throne of the Pope are the Latin words vicarius filii, which means instead of the Son of God. Okay, at sa Roman numerals, ang value niyan ay 666. Now, anong significance niyan? Pagkat tingnan natin ang ating Bible dito sa Revelation 13 verse 8. Now, here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast. Ano ang number of the beast, ano? For it is the number of a man. So yung number ng beast is the number of a man. And his number is 600, 306. Ang 1 score ay 20. So pag 3 score, 60. So ayan ay 666 or 666. Tama ba? At ano ito? It's the number of men. Pagkat alam natin that man was created on the 6th day. Ang Rome talaga, it's always identified with number 6. Alam niyo ba yan? Now, for example, tinanong New Testament niya. Yung letter ni Apostle Paul to the Romans, pang ilang libro yan sa New Testament? Pang ilan? Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Acts, Romans, pang-anim. Tingnan nyo, basta Rome always identified with number 6. It's a number of men. Why? Because they are giving out to the people the man-made teachings and traditions instead of the pure, unadulterated Word of God. So, yan. 666. Now, I'll just give you some other facts concerning this church. Now, here are a few of their boastful claims, which appear in an ecclesiastical Roman Catholic dictionary by Lucius Ferraris entitled Prompta Bibliotheca Canonica, Volume 6, pages 438 and 442. The Catholic Encyclopedia, 1913 edition, Volume 6, page 48. He speaks of this book as a veritable encyclopedia of religious knowledge and a precious mine of information. Ito nakasulat sa kanilang mga boastful claims. Okay. Sabi na, the Pope is of so great dignity and so exalted that he is not a mere man, but as it were God, the vicar of God. Isn't that a blasphemy? Ang turing nila sa Pope, hindi lang tao yan. Kumbaga, parang Diyos yan. As it were God, the vicar of God. Pag sinabing vicar, replacement of God. So parang siya yung God on earth. Okay, that's their claim from those encyclopedia writings. Now, hence the Pope is crowned with a triple crown as King of heaven and of earth and of the lower regions. Kaya binibigyan ang Pope ng triple crown. Ibig sabihin ng triple crown, siya ang King of heaven, King of earth, at King of lower regions. Di ba blasphemy yan? Sino ba ang King of heaven? Panginoon, di ba? Diyos. Si Jesus. Pero kinuha na yung title, it's a blasphemous title. Now, at sabi ito, so that if it were possible that the angels might err in the faith or might think contrary to the faith, they could be judged and excommunicated by the Pope. Look at the power ng Pope. Sa kanilang paniniwala, kapag nagkamaling isang anghel, pwede yung hatulan at i-excommunicate ng Pope, yung anghel. Kasi siya yung King of Heaven din eh. So kung siya yung King of Heaven, ano na kaya ang Diyos sa langit? Baka assistant nila lang. Now, sabi pa nila, the Pope is as it were God on earth, so sovereign of the faith of Christ, Chief King of Kings, title ni Christ ito Chief King of Kings, having plenitude of power. Marami rin siyang kapangyarihan. Sabi ni Christ, all power in heaven and earth ay nasa Kanya. Ito, may anong power nito. Having plenitude of power, to whom has been entrusted by the omnipotent God direction not only of the earthly but also of the heavenly kingdom. At sabi dyan, the Pope can modify divine law since his power is not of men but of God. Pati yung divine law. Ibig sabihin yung Bible, divine law ito, di ba? Pwede niyang palitan. Kaya kung may sinabi ang Pope, ganitong doktrina natin, susunod lahat kahit walang salita ng Diyos, kahit iba yung sinabi ng salita ng Panginoon. Kaya kasi kanilang paniniwala, ang Pope, he can change divine law. Pero sabi niya, Apostle Paul, you could not be above what is written. Sabi niya, kung mayroong mangaral sa inyo ng ibang ebanghelyo sa amin ang ipinangaral, maging anghel sa langit niya na bumaba, let him be accursed. Huwag niyo paniniwalaan. At sino itong Pope na ito? Pag pumupunta ngayon sa mga bansa, may mga ambulance, di ba? Kasi marami na himatay. Samantalang si Christ, kapag siya pumunta, marami rin tao, pero walang ambulansya. Yung mga may sakit gumagaling. Yung mga Pilay lumalakad. Pero yung Pope, nahihimatay na ambulansya. Baka may na-stampede ba? Diba? Wala siyang power. Katapos sabi nila, may plenitude of power. Ano yan? Kasinungalingan, ano? At maraming naniniwala. Now, tingnan natin dito sa Revelation 17 verse 2, itong sin of fornication. Now, Revelation 17 verse 2, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication. Ano ba yung fornication? It's a sexual sin, ano? Sa Bible, ang fornication din ay sin of idolatry. Pagsamba sa Diyos-Diyosan, that's fornication, no? Because God is a jealous God. Dapat sumamba ka lang sa Kanya. And also, sin of fornication ay ang iglesia dapat tumatanggap lang ng binhi sa kanyang asawa. At anong binhi ng Diyos? The Word of God is the seed. Nag-ibig sabihin, kapag ang iglesia ay tumatanggap ng doktrina outside the Word of God, they are committing spiritual fornication or adultery. Kuha natin. Now, at sabi ko yung kings of the earth have committed fornication pagkat maraming mga kings of the earth naniniwala sa kanya. And the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Ano yung wine? Ano yung wine? That is the wine of her false doctrine. Yung mga tao na lalasing sa kanyang doktrina. Yung inhabitants of the earth. Kaya nga kapag ayaw prosesyon ng Nazareno sa Pilipinas, nagiging nyo, di ba? Yung mga tao, baliw na baliw. Oh, may mga na-stampede, hinahagis yung kanilang tawel para punasan yung Black Cross na yun. Samantala ang daming araw ng dulo sa kapilya. Nababaliw sila. Mga tao, nagkikipagsiksikan. Kahit yung mga ibang celebrity, nagkikipagsiksikan, mahawakan lang. Siguro yung gumawa ng cross na yun, tumatawa lang, ginawa ko lang yan. Namimigan rin pa ako na ginagawa ko yan. Tapos, ginagawa. Di ba ba alam, baka babaero pa yung gumawa yan, sugarol, di ba? Katapos, yung kanyang ginawa, yung mga tao nababaliw. Sabi dito, lasing sila. With the wine of her fornication. Yung kanilang false doctrine na. Alam yung isang laman, lasing, wala na sa isip. Ganyan nangyari sa mga Katoliko. Hindi nila naisip. Niluluhuran nila, ginawa ng tao. Ginawa na ng tao. Kahit yung niluluhuran nila, lagi mo dito. Martilyuhin ko, hindi na mapagtanggol yung sarili. Kahit martilyuhin mo yan, di ba? Gawa ng tao yan eh. Ayun yung mga revolto, may mata hindi nakakita, may tainga hindi nakakarinig, may paa hindi makalakad. Pero ang Diyos natin buhay. Amen. Kapag tayo tumatawag sa Kanya, naririnig niya tayo. Kaya 1,000 panalangin mo na sa revolto, hindi ka pa niya narinig. Wala namang tayo ngayon. Gawain sa kahoy, charcoal, o may ceramics. Sabi sa Revelation 17 verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great. Bakit siya tinawag ng Mystery Babylon the Great? Pagkat yung, kung tignan mo ang history ng Babylon, alam natin ang Babylonians, sa Old Testament, sila ang sumira ng Temple of Solomon. Tama ba? Winasak nila yung temple that was built by Solomon for 7 years. At pagdating sa New Testament, we are now the temple of God. Sino ba nagpapatay sa mga Kristiyano sa church ages? Catholic. Sino bang sumira ng tamang doktrina ng Kristyanismo? Catholic. Marami silang pinagtitan. Ginawa nilang tradisyon at mga ritual. So, tinawag silang Mystery Babylon the Great. At sabi diyan, Mother of Harlots. Pagkat harlot siya, whore siya, marami siyang mga anak, harlots din. At tinawag siyang abominations of the earth. Kung alam mo ng mga Katoliko, bakit ka nagsisipan doon? Abominations of the earth. Kasuklam-suklam yan sa mata ng Panginoon yung iglesia ito. Revelation 17, verse 1, we could see that this church is a universal church. Now, tinayin ng babae ito, ano? And sabi sa verse 1 na binasa natin kanina, and there came one of the 7 angels which had the 7 vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, come hither, I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters. Now, itong babaeng ito, saan siya nakaupo? Sa maraming tubig. Now, sabi sa verse 15, ano yung tubig na kanyang inupuan? And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the horse sitteth, yung tubig, nakita mo na inupuan ng babae, where the horse sitteth, are peoples. Bakit peoples? Pura, pagkat ibang lahi, no? Okay? And multitudes and nations and tongues. So marami siya inupuan, ano? Pagkat mga nations. Nag-ibig sabihin that this church is a universal church. Kahit dito sa Barit, may nakaupo siya dito. Sacred Heart, di ba?
Kanina pumunta kami.
Oo.
Ba't di ko pumasok? Pare, sabi nung kasama ko doon sa, sige lang, ang Diyos ko nasa taas, buhay, sige lang. Sinenepit ko kay Brad Pitt kanina.
Di ba? Yung Diyos nila kasi patay, eh.
Gumagal lang sa Sibirin. Ba't di nag-display lang?
So makikita mo, marami siyang inupuan na nations. Kasi yung waters na inupuan niya, mga nations yun. Kaya, if this is a Muslim country, pero meron din dito napasukan, di ba? So, ibig sabihin, it's a universal church kahit saan makikita mo yan. Lalo tayo. Marami yung simbahan ng Katolik kasi we are a Catholic country. We are not Catholic, but a Catholic country yung pinagsilangan natin. Kaya ang ibig sabihin ng Catholic, universal eh. And it's a universal religion. Yan. Now, tapos na yung slide natin, but I just want to read something here, dito sa Revelation 18. Siguro i-flash ko na lang dito sa, para mabasa nyo sa screen ng dito sa aking Bible dito sa, pwede mo pa na lang. I-flash na lang ni Brother John sa TV. Revelation 18. Pinag-aaral natin yung Revelation 17, yung Mystery Babylon dyan, it's no other than the Catholic Church. Tinawag siyang harlot at abominations of the earth. Now, tinan natin Revelation 18, ito yung judgment niya. Hahatulan ito. Revelation 18 verse 1. And after these things, I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitations of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and the cage of unclean and hateful word. So itong angel na ito, in-announce niya pagbaksak ng Babylon. At nang dinescribe niya ang Babylon, ito nga sa verse 2, Brad. Anong sabi dyan? Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils. Aba, hugad pala ito ng mga demonyo. Alam niyo, pag nag-worship tayo, nag-gather tayo, ang mga anghel ay nandito sa lugar na ito. Pero dyan, mga devils, hindi lang bumisita, nanahan lang, habitation, sabi niya eh. Habitation of the devils and every foul, ibig sabihin mga bad spirit, and every cage of unclean and hateful bird. Those are spiritual anointing, na look at the influence, nandun simbahan na ito. It's the habitation of the devil. Kaya, sino bang gusto na tumira sa bahay ng demonyo? Ayaw natin yan. Ayaw kong iglesia yan. Delikado yan. Tuloy natin. Verse 3. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her. That's a spiritual fornication. And the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Now, tinan niyo yung verse 4. And I heard another voice from heaven. May sumigaw sa langit, saying, tinan niyo yung sigaw niya, Come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not of her plagues. Mayroong sumigaw na tinig sa langit. Anong sabi niya? Lumabas kayo dyan! Kaya, yung mga kahit nasa ang reliyon ka pa, kung napabiling ka sa maling reliyon, tatawakin ka ng Panginoon, palalabasin ka niya at dadalhin ka sa katotohanan.
Amen.
Kaya nga sabi ng Panginoon, meron pa ako mga tupa na nasa ibang fold, pero dadalhin ko sila sa aking fold, and there will be one fold and one shepherd.
Amen.
So tatawagin ka. At hindi tinatawag lang, hindi sinabi ng tinig dyan, come out, people, or ye people. Hindi tinawag lahat. Sabi dyan, my people. Alam ng Panginoon ang kanyang tupa. Hindi lahat ay elect, hindi lahat ay tutugon sa katotohanan. Kaya nang dumaan itong Ebanghelyo, hindi lahat ay tumagon, hindi lahat ay lumabas sa maling paniniwala. Pero kung ikaw ay elect ng Panginoon, sabi ni Jesus Christ, My sheep knows my voice and they follow me. Once you hear this voice of the gospel, you would follow this because you would recognize this to be the truth at lalabas ka dyan. So hindi tinawag lahat, kaya huwag natin in-expect na lahat ay tatawagin o pupunta dito. Yung elect, pag elect ka, tatawagin ka ng Panginoon, dadalhin ka na dito. At alam ng Panginoon kung sino ang kanyang tupa. Tatawagin niya yung kanyang mga tupa. Naalala niyo ba sa panahon ni Jesus Christ? Na si Jesus Christ ay pumunta doon sa punto ni Lazarus at sabi niya sa kanila, okay, tanggalin niyo yung stone na harang doon sa punto. Anong sabi ni Christ? And he cried with a loud voice, sabi niya, Lazarus, come forth. Alam niyo ba kung ang sinabi lang ni Jesus Christ, come forth, hindi niya binanggit yung Lazarus? Lahat ng patay dyan sa simenteryo, sa graves, lalabas lahat ng patay, mabubuhay lahat. Pero hindi niya sinabing come forth, pero nagbanggit siya ng pangalan. Sabi niya, Lazarus, come forth. Kaya si Lazarus lang lumabas. Nakuha natin. At nang tayo nilabas ng Panginoon sa graveyard ng denominasyon, narinig natin ang ating pangalan, tinawag na tayo. Hindi lahat tinawag. Hindi lahat ay lalabas sa denominasyon para pumunta sa mensaheng ito. Pero kung ikaw ay elect, you would hear the voice of God, the voice of this message of this hour. Tatawagin ka niya, come out of her, my people. Come out of that Babylonian system. Come out of that harlotry. At salamat sa Panginoon, tinawag na tayo, nakalabas tayo. Malaya na tayo. At salamat, pagkadila tayo ng Panginoon kung nasa ng sariwang damo. Para tayo makakain ng kanyang purong salita. So napakapalad natin. So dyan tayo magwawakas at tayo lahat ay tumayo at pasalamat sa Panginoon. Let us pray. Lord Jesus, maraming salamat Panginoon sa iyong salita na muli namin narinig. Nakita namin Lord na napakaliw ng iyong salita. You have exposed this harlot, this church, the mother of harlots, the abominations of the earth. At dahil kami yung mga pinili, Panginoon, kami yung tinawag, Panginoon. Kami yung ilabas mo sa maling paniniwala, sa maling reliyon, pagkat bungat pa ng pasimula, Panginoon. Even before the foundation of the world, ay kilala mo na kami at pinili mo na kami, Panginoon Diyos. And Lord, you appointed us to be born in this age. At alam ko lahat ng elect ay merong takdang panahon na sila yung tatawagin, Panginoon. Maraming nabubuhay sila sa maling reliyon, sa putik ng kasalanan, Panginoon. Pero kung sila ay elect, Panginoon, aahurin mo sila at ilalabas mo sila. Pagkat Lord, merong sa kanilang buhay. Babaguhin mo sila, ipapaunawa mo ang iyong salita sa kanila, Panginoon. Lord, with this age na very deceiving age, hindi mo sila madideceive pagkat inihayag mo ang iyong tamang salita sa kanila. Kami nagpapasalamat, Ama, pagkakahagi kami ng iyong kapahayagan sa panahon ito. And Lord, that's why we want to thank you and honor you for all the things that you have revealed to us. And I know, Lord, that if we keep this teachable spirit and this open mind, Panginoon, ay marami ka pang iahayag sa amin. Kaya patuloy ka pong mag-ahayag sa amin, or even in a very personal level, Panginoon, para lalo pa namin makilala, Lord, sa aming buhay. Maraming salamat, Ama. Binabalik po namin ang pupuri.